Welcome back. Well, stock markets are at a high, record high again, possibly much to the relief of investors. Sensex not only recovered all its loss made on June 4th, but also scaled past the exit poll day peak to fresh all-time record high levels. Amid this high, there have been protests by Mumbai Youth Congress at the Dalal Street. The high today, though, is a day after Congress leader Rahul Gandhi demanded a joint parliamentary committee JPC probe into the stock market crash on election result day, alleging Prime Minister Modi, Amit Shah, in Rahul's words, of the biggest scam. He said, why did the Prime Minister and Union Home Minister give specific investment advice to the 5 crore families investing in the stock market? The stock market, the allegations that seem to be raised by the opposition amid what seems to be, even today, record highs. Let's quickly listen into what Rahul Gandhi as well as Piyush Goyal had spoken.
31st May, massive stock activity. More than double what was there on 30th. More than double what was there on 29, 28. ये अनोमली देखिए. ये कौन लोग हैं? ये वो लोग हैं जो जानते हैं कि कोई ना कोई घपला हो रहा है. हजारों करोड़ रुपए यहां पे इन्वेस्ट हुए हैं. फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर्स ने इन्वेस्ट किए हैं और उसके बाद 30 लाख करोड़ रुपए का लॉस होता है. किसका लॉस होता है? रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स का लॉस होता है. तो ये जो आप देख रहे हैं, हिंदुस्तान की स्टॉक मार्केट की हिस्ट्री का सबसे बड़ा स्कैम है. वी डिमांड a JPC into this. We are absolutely convinced that this is a scam. Somebody has made thousands of crores of rupees at the cost of Indian retail investors, and the Prime Minister and the Home Minister have given an indication to buy.
लोक सभा चुनाव में विपक्ष की हार की हताशा से अभी तक शायद राहुल गांधी जी उभरे नहीं हैं. अब वो मार्केट के इन्वेस्टर्स को भी गुमराह करने की साजिश रच रहे हैं. आज भारत दुनिया की 5वीं सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बन गई. कहां फ्रेजाइल 5 और आज टॉप 5. फिर एक बार मोदी सरकार आना निश्चित है और शायद इस बात से राहुल गांधी जी बड़े परेशान नजर आते हैं और अपने बयानों के साथ विदेश और देश के निवेशकों को एक भय के वातावरण में निवेश ना करें, इसके लिए उत्साहित करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं.
All right. So even as Prime Minister Modi is making a historic speech, possibly first, where he's addressing after staking claim, right after staking claim with the president, in fact, there's also record highs in the stock market for that matter. I have got experts with me. We've got Sujata Paul, who's a spokesperson for the Congress, Pradeep Mahaur, who's a leader for the BJP. I've got Dr. Santosh Mehrotra, senior economist, as well as Kishor Subramanian, who's a financial expert. Thank you very much, all 4 of you. I apologize, we don't have much time left because we had to cut over to what the Prime Minister was speaking, even as it was right after he met the president. First to you, Sujata Paul. Sujata Paul, Rahul Gandhi did make some very strong allegations. It was just yesterday, but what do you make out of what seems to be a high continuing in the stock market?
First of all, you look at the entire thing. The Prime Minister and the Home Minister, their business to be talking about who should be investing money in the stock market. And if on a channel owned by Adani, both the gentlemen go and predict what is going to happen, advise the citizens of the country to invest, what does it mean? That they are trying to influence the market, because even they shouldn't be knowing
Okay,
whether they are
let's
going to be
face the
winning or
facts.
losing.
Even Rahul Gandhi himself has also said this isn't about one, this is a larger challenge, this is a larger issue. This is about what he has alleged a nexus between what he calls between the business groups as well as the government as well as the exit poll. So it isn't about any
Yes.
one business. To what you have said, let me just quickly get in Pradeep Mahaur as well. Pradeep Mahaur, how do you look at what's happened at the stock market today?
There are three takeaways from this stock market story. Number one, nobody is taking Rahul Gandhi seriously because whatever he said, that was completely against the speculative nature of the market. If it was like he was taken seriously, market would have gone down like anything. But now, because nobody is taking him seriously, because it's a serious allegation. If somebody says that there is some kind of a scam, that should have been taken by the people, but nobody is taking it seriously. Second takeaway. Second takeaway is that people have confidence in Narendra Modi government, and because there was some speculations of unstable kind of government that could have come that time, and now the people found out that now the stable government has formed. So that is why people forwarded their trust towards the market, towards the Indian economy, towards the
Okay.
government, and that
All
is
right.
why the
I'm
markets
going
are
to keep the
blooming
answers
again.
very short. Sujata, before I go over to our economists at this point, very quickly, Sujata,
Yes.
respond to what Pradeep Mahaur has said. I possibly can give you 40 seconds, 45 seconds.
What the BJP leader seems to be saying is that Mr. Modi knew that there would be his government forming. Whether it is stable or not, let the people decide. And when the exit polls are manipulated, this needs to be investigated, because every exit poll had manipulated the data. And how is it that after the repo rates and the GDP growth was announced today by the RBI governor, it is that the markets have shot up? So everything seems to be a part of a plan. So therefore, there should be a JPC. If there has been an allegation, let there be an investigation.
Okay. Kishor Subramanian, as a financial expert, what do you see to what Congress has said, what Sujata Paul is claiming, that it all seems to be part of a larger plan? Do you see that there needs to be some serious look in, some serious interrogation to what, introspection to what Rahul Gandhi and the Congress are claiming at this point?
Okay, good evening to all your panelists. And first, I would like to ask Madam Sujata Paul that in the graph that Rahul Gandhi ji showed, there were two different graphs. One was a gray color and one was a red color. The red color was market capitalization and the gray color was purchase. So what are we talking about? Are we talking about market capitalization or purchase? Point number two, what fell was valuation, not loss. Point number three, if there is an excess, the buying and the selling data on FII bulk deals should match. Point number four, corporate houses did not buy on that day. Point number five, the stock which fell and the exit poll are two different companies. What are we talking about? Let's understand how profit is made. I have to buy and I have to sell, or I have to sell and I have to buy. Both the parties have to be same. Ask them to give one single data on FIS, bulk deal, on the deals that have happened, on anything, any broker house. Nothing they can do. They are just claiming. Number two, I would like to say, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, unfortunately, has not done his homework. The graph itself has market capitalization and gray bar, which is completely different. I would like to ask Madam Sujata Paul, who is there, can you tell me that the market recovered yesterday, today? What is the forward earning? What is the EPS growth? Why do you claim that market capitalization did fall? And where are the speculative days? Give me one single data you talk about market.
Okay.
I'm ready to debate with you.
So you
If
are
do not
essentially
know, just
saying
don't
there's no
accuse.
basis for the allegations. Now, you've asked Sujata Paul those questions. Sujata Paul, I'll come to you. I'm sure you have a response. But here's a request to our specialists on the panel as well. There are viewers who may not understand technical terms, so it's best to keep it as easy and simple as possible. Dr. Santosh Mehrotra, do you want to respond to what Kishor Subramanian has said? You know, there are two aspects to the allegations. One, and it's pretty, one is saying, how does Prime Minister Modi or Amit Shah know the data that, the markets are going to go high, and they go ahead to ask for investments. But the point is, to others who may discredit this, they may say, listen, it's an election. They were expecting to win. everybody was talking about possibility of a win and the markets going up. So it's part of what seems, it's not a financially expert. No one sees them as financial experts. What would you say to an allegation like this? And second, to a huge allegation that seems to be between the nexus between the government, the exit polls, and the markets, the stock markets as well. I'm afraid I don't have that much of time to give you, but whatever you can make out of this.
Very briefly, I'm going to deal only with the second question, given how little time there is left. So the main issue here is that the exit polls proved to be completely wrong. How did they come out to be so all completely wrong? Obviously, there was massive mistakes being made, and yet they were determined to tell the country and the government of the day that there's going to be a return of the existing government. Now, obviously, markets reacted to that. Honestly, this was done with the objective of influencing the thinking about the outcomes. As it turned out, the outcomes in the electoral results didn't turn out to be what the government would want to have happened. So despite the fact that our BJP spokesperson is telling us that we now have a stable government, the fact of the matter is we do not have a stable government. The Prime Minister and the BJP may be making whatever claims they may be making. First, small point, the exit polls should be banned in our country. They are designed very badly, and they are designed
I agree to that.
to serve the government. And secondly, we don't have a stable government. The effect on the stock market is something that has come and gone, as you rightly said. That's all I have to say at this juncture.
Okay. Okay, Kishor Subramanian, before I go back to our political spokesperson for their quick responses, look at what you have said and look at what Dr. Santosh Mehrotra has said. Quite a lot of differences between the two of you. You both may have very different opinions, but my question is, you may not stand with the allegations that have made, but how do you look at the demand for a JPC?
Okay, before you demand a JPC, let it be on anybody by anybody. But let us understand what has happened. The market valuation came down, the market valuation went up. So it's back to more market capitalization than what it was. So if you allege that there is a manipulation, somebody should have bought and sold and both the parties should be same. As simple as that. Do you have data to that? And it is available on BSE, NSE and all websites. Who bought on 30th, 31st, who sold. If you can prove that data, then there is an investigation. There is no match. I have done the data work myself. There is no match. So it's a pure allegation from the air and it has no locus standi.
Dr. Santosh Mehrotra, I'm going to come back again to you. I know you're an economist at this point. You're not a financial expert. But how do you look at what Kishor Subramanian has said, that these allegations seem to have no data? Do you look at this point that there is a lack of data?
Sorry, are you asking me? Sneha,
That's right, Dr. Santosh Mehrotra. As an economist, you're not a financial expert, but do you see there's a data deficiency as Mr. Kishor Subramanian has claiming this?
Look, markets go up and down, and clearly it was pumped up by the exit polls. Whether there has been a scam or not can be investigated, and the Congress party needs to make a more solid allegation before perhaps a JPC can be constituted. A JPC is needed in much more serious issues, honestly, on the Adani matter, in fact. So we all know that the market was spooked because the BJP was not coming back to power, and it's still an unstable government. But the fact of the matter is that it's come back. So no one wants to unnecessarily lose money. So the market has come back. Very straightforward. So we need to move on from this. And if JPC is to be done, it must be about the Adani matter and not this.
Okay. All right. So Pradeep Mahaur, let's look at what it is said. Rahul Gandhi has repeatedly said this, and he said this in his press conference as well. Why he has raised these allegations, he's spoken about a larger issue of what seems to be a nexus, about exit polls being fudged, about markets being spooked, about records being tampered, and the business nexus. Now, would the BJP government want to allay fears and look into this, address this, rather than going into, the poll results, the exit polls and all of that, which of course you're the government and you have the mandate, as it were, but nonetheless, would you want to allay fears? Because these are some serious allegations. Some may say there are no basis to it, there needs to be a more solid case, but does this need to be addressed threadbare?
No, the point is Rahul Gandhi's continuously been hoodwinking everybody. He's putting his fingers on media also. In fact, just now we saw that the spokesperson, what she said, that no, there was a nexus between the media and BJP, and it was manipulated. Anybody has a right to say that it was wrong, right? The speculation or data work that you have done, that was wrong, but nobody has a right to directly point fingers on each and every media personnel and say that they were manipulating the data. This is something very wrong. Second thing is, as far as Rahul Gandhi is
Sujata Paul,
concerned,
very quickly, kindly respond. I don't have much time. Pradeep Mahaur, I give you a time. Let's just quickly go to Sujata Paul, please. She needs to give her response. Pradeep Mahaur, please. Sujata Paul.
Okay.
First of all, what the BJP leader is saying is absolutely false. I never insinuated anything about the media. The media was only presenting it, and they were in connivance with those who brought this exit poll data. Otherwise, why is it that the My Access data, which had come out some days back, that had been deleted from the Twitter account of Mr. My Access? Second point, what Piyush Goyal said was that foreign investors bought the
10
stocks
seconds,
at
totally
higher
out of
rates.
time.
But if you look at the data of the 3rd June, then he's trying to say that he fooled the foreign investors. And that's why they bought at higher rates, and these are retailers.
Got your point.
Sold,
Fine. There are lots of aspects to this that needs a discussion threadbare. But Pradeep Mahaur, Sujata Paul, Dr. Santosh Mehrotra, as well as Kishor Subramanian, thank you very much for joining us. Time for a very short break.